The schools basically are fairly well hardened, and they usually get under their desk in a safe room. And this is unfortunately one of the older schools in the city, and the structure just was not built as well as it should have been.
What is the devastation like? How would you describe it?
Oh, it looks like a bomb blast. I talked to a CNN reporter who just got back from Afghanistan, and he said it looks worse. So it's pretty bad. Most of the electricity is gone out of the city right now. We have a problem with our water system. The electricity is off at the Oklahoma City plant as well. So we're short on water. We're having to tank it in from other cities for our fire department. We have a lot of unaccounted people right now. We're still doing rescue operations. I heard your report just a second ago that she said it had gone to a recovery, but it has not at this point. We have dogs on the scene right now that are looking for survivors. So we're still optimistic that we might find a couple.
What sort of area are we talking about when we talk about Moore City and the devastation that it has caused you, Mr. Mayor? How big an area is this?
The city itself is about 28 square miles, and the total devastation of this tornado, they tell me, is about 30 square miles, which it goes over into Oklahoma City on both sides of us. So Oklahoma City was hit. I have met with the city manager of Oklahoma City, the police chief of Oklahoma City, and the fire chief as well. So we're in the process. We coordinate with each other. Unfortunately, we've been through this before without so much of the loss of life, but in the 99 May 3rd tornado, it was an F5, which we have the world's record for the largest wind speed recorded at 317 miles an hour. And this one was just as bad. It wasn't quite as strong, but it was just as bad because it covered so much more of the city.
And Mr. Mayor, what about your own personal story? Where were you when the tornado struck, and what happened then?
Well, I was in the back of my store. I have a jewelry store, and we went out the back to see. They were blowing the sirens, and we had our employees go in a safe room. We have a safe room in our store that they go into. And I was out watching the back, and we actually had watched it form on TV. Then we saw it in probably 600 yards from our store where it hit, or where it first formed. And we decided that there was actually two tornadoes wrapped in rain. You could only see the one first. Then they sort of split apart. But we had 5 different schools that were hit. Besides the Plaza Towers, Briarwood, it looks like it's probably totaled as far as the building goes. No loss of life there. Everybody's accounted for. Highland West Junior High, they had debris. Central, no, not Central, excuse me. Moore High School, I'm sorry, was one of the other ones hit. So we had a total of 5 that were hit. Unfortunately, it was during the day, towards the end of school hour, and all the schools were full of kids.
I'm sure you've seen a few of these in your time. How scary was this one? I mean, did you know this one was different, this was bigger, this was angrier?
We had noticed from the Weather Service. The Weather Service is down the street at Norman for the entire country here, and they keep us pretty well advised. They told us that it was between a mile and a mile and a half wide, and at one point on the TV they said 2 miles wide, and we could see it growing, but it was 2 miles wide because it was 2 separate tornadoes that had come together, and it was quite devastating.